Okay, hello, this is Danny White, missionary here in Costa Rica. I've been here for 40 years, and God's been blessing our ministry. Here we are standing in front of our house here, and we're going to take you around and show you some of the construction that we've been doing from the monies that's been coming in for the last 6 to 8 months from our churches. We really appreciate that, and appreciate Brother Nathan Wood coming over to film this for us, a missionary kid that's been down here most of his life. So we're going to just take you around and show you. I'm standing here in front of the house, so a lot of people want to know what the missionary's house looks like, so here you can see it. But we'll take you around and show you the material's been coming in and show you how the money's been spent, and then we're going to just give you an idea of what we still need, and see if the churches and individuals that's helped can maybe do a little bit more later on, okay? All right, now if you remember back in September while we were in the States on deputation, we had they had the largest earthquake they've ever had here in Costa Rica, 7.6, and it destroyed our main building, which was also 2 apartments, a dining hall, library, classrooms, and part of the kitchen area. And the wall burst out from the hillside, and it literally made the second floor start coming down like it was a diving board. So they had to move out of the houses, and we had to literally take the building down. In order to save the foundations and the ceramic floor that we had, we decided to just put up a roof. But it's taken over $35,000 so far in materials and backhoe work and tractor work to get all the stuff ready. And we've got part of the walls already up to put the beams on. And what we still lack, of course, is a big heavy steel that goes up to hold the roof up and part of the roof itself. Okay, the noise you hear in the background, the boys are digging the foundations for the main posts that'll be holding up the big beams that'll be holding up the roof in the end. And so they've been working on that now for 2 months, and we still haven't got finished with it. We figured all the material that we have already here that the churches help us get down. We brought a big 48-foot tractor trailer down full of really good first-class wood. It would cost here about $80,000 if I have to buy it, and all that'll be used for the framings and so forth, and to build a couple of houses and some classrooms. But what we need right now is about another $10,000 to $12,000 to buy some more tin, and to buy the big huge beams that go up to hold the roof, and then the cross pieces that you nail it to. So that's really where we are. It's a lack of about that much money, and of course we have to buy some more cement, about 50 more bags, they cost about $12 a bag. So just little by little we're doing what we can. All right, here we've got a new addition to the kitchen. Brother Terrell Clark and his wife came down from Georgia to help us add on. This is going to be an add-on. You can see the old part where Arthur's painting the old part of the kitchen. The new part here that's just been painted will be an addition to make it larger, because we hope to bring our camp work up here, and we have to have a bigger kitchen in order to do that. And this is Dr. Arthur Vargas. He's our associate pastor, and his son Joey's holding the ladder so he won't fall. They've been doing a lot of painting around here. This is coming into the kitchen, dining hall area. This will be totally closed in with windows up here, and then more tables, and the area here for the kitchen. We'll finish out our barbecue pit, use it to cook with as we cook the beans and the rice and different things on that. Well, here's the wall that came in. This is from the pressure from all the water that had been washing into it from the rainy season and the earthquake. The wall that used to be here had no steel at all in it. It was just a 2-foot brick wall. Actually, it was just cement and rock mixed together. And when it blew out, the house came down, and Sammy was upstairs, and his floor was going like this, and his refrigerator was about to tip over. So he had to push it out of the way and get him and his son out of the house. And here we brought a backhoe in here, worked about 3 weeks, had to make a little road. You can see the road over here where he came down in that little road to get in here, and dug it out. Had a small dump truck. They worked for about 2 weeks digging all this out so we could get into it. And then as we got the retaining wall here, from these big posts right here, we'll be putting up steel beams and to hold up the big beams across. And so it's built according to the engineer specification, which should be well enough to hold whatever we need. You can see all the material, this stuff here, all these piles of dirt and rock, they go behind this wall here. All this water, this is about 3 feet deep back here where the foundation is. and we'll have to fill all that in. So these orange drain pipes, we can drain the water out, and the pressure won't be built up in the area. You can see we have a few steel beams laying around. We'll be cutting some of them up and using as some of the posts, but there's not near enough. We need about 120 different kind of beams. The big ones are about $110 a piece, and the smaller ones that we call them nailers, that you nail the tin to, well, they cost about $35 a piece. So it's quite an expense just to get all the big steel that we're going to need to get the roof up. And then we need about 70 more pieces of tin. We have some old tin that we'll be using, and when it's gone, we'll have to buy the new stuff. And these are the steel beams that go in these holes that they're digging out. Still got 9 big posts that have to hold up the main beams, and these are the steel structures that go into it, and we pour it full of cement. These are the big steel U-bolts that we weld those big posts to hold up the roof. They're almost an inch thick. And this steel here is what we had left over from another construction at camp, so it's really not near enough. Well, we lost our whole dining hall, which seated 140. Lost our library, one of our bathrooms, lost one of the classrooms, and Sammy's family and Jonathan's family were upstairs in the big apartments. Plus, we had a small apartment for guests who come in, so we actually lost 3 living quarters, and then we lost all the dining hall area. So it's also the fellowship hall. It's the school's main building, actually. So little by little, we'll build it back as the Lord provides, and as churches help us and individuals. We sure can use some help right now because it's the middle of the rainy season. Today's a beautiful day, but by noon the clouds will be dark, black, and they'll be coming in with all the rains that come at this time of the year. What we're trying to do, instead of tearing everything out and starting totally over, we're trying to save this huge ceramic floor, which is about 235 square meters, which is almost 1,000 square meters, and it's still in very good shape. So we're just trying to be careful so as not to have to replace this. Okay, here you can see how high this was. It was about 12 feet altogether. The blocks are about 4 blocks down into the dirt there. We've already started filling in. And the rains kept digging it out in order to pour the foundations, and finally got a couple of dry days to where they could get it dug out and poured. And then of course the rains came and kept filling it up. And little by little we're building our drains to make sure the water goes out of here quickly and doesn't build that pressure up behind the walls. So you can see those straight walls, we'll be angling them down, making it slanted so that it'll take more pressure off also. They'll be quite a ways away from the wall. So it's taken 100 bags of cement so far. It's going to take about another 30 or 40 to finish the front wall. So the Lord's been good. The money's run out, of course, but we're little by little, we work a sack at a time. If that's all we got, we'll pour a sack at a time. Yeah, well, there's 7 sacks of cement left out of the 100 that we had to start with, and this will do just the last crown on where you saw the blocks stacked up over there, and do one of the big posts. That'll be enough for that. We calculate that we need between 30 and 40 sacks more to finish everything. Okay, as we look here where the wall came in, where the bank came in, part of our plan is to make the roof high enough to cover that, and then make grandstands in here. We can put about 3 benches of cement all the way from end to end, and it'll seat about 200 and some people. And as the church grows and we need more room, we're almost out of room now, then we can come up here until we can build another building. That way we'll not be out in the weather. So we can seat 200 on the bank side. We can put about another 150 or so inside the building here. So that's the future. That might be 8 or 10 years away, but that's part of the plan that we have in the future. Coming out from the dining hall, this is the little bridge that we built, so we don't have to go all the way down to go up to the second story here, which is the main youth hall for the teenagers. It's also used now for banquets till we get our dining hall up. So we'll go and look at it. As you look around, you can see papaya trees, which are nice big fruit trees, and banana trees. We've got yucca. the little bitty things. And of course, Costa Rica is known as the flower gardens of the Americas, so we plant flowers everywhere, and we got quite a few coming up. Of course, this is a bank that came in a couple of years ago and went right through the church. You can see the old wall up there that we had to put up to keep it from coming in any farther. But this is the main youth hall. This is also used for the women's meetings and men's meetings and anything that we need right now. We can seat maybe 45, 50 people in here. Well, we've had as many as 80. I don't like to put too much weight on the second floor. But it's also the main classroom right now for the school when we're in classes. Right now, the month of July, they're on vacation, so they're not in class. And the ones that are working out here are the students that come back to work. Some of them are giving their time freely. Some of them we pay a little bit to work extra. So you see all these boxes around. We've probably still got 500,000 tracts. We've passed out maybe a million or more, giving them to churches and passing them out on our own. So a lot of the stuff that was in the old building is down here now until we get another place to put it. Of course, here you can see the big screen they used to show the videos to the teenagers. You can see some of the flowers around that we plant, and they're really bright. There's a lot of different colors of these, and there's a lot of contrast. The ladies did this just recently. These are called African chinas. Buenos días, hermanas. Estamos tomando fotos. Estamos haciendo un video, realmente. This is our church. We have about 100 to 140 people come. We've got more that come if it all come. Of course, it's like every other church. You can't get them all here at one time. But we're just about filled up. We're going to have more room pretty soon. These are our ladies who clean it up. This is a men's dorm that the churches came down from Anderson, South Carolina, and Tays Valley Missionary Baptist Church up in West Virginia. Came down and built it. Put about $50,000 in material. Did a beautiful job. Right now, Sammy's living there because we have another dorm for the boys over close to the creek bank. So it allows Sammy to have a place to live until we get this other building up, and he's going to build his house out here with all the materials we brought down. It's not functioning right now, but when Alan Lum gets my pump back, this is a hydroelectric project that one of our missionary friends, Alan Nunn, put in for us. It goes down this little building down here. And comes this 4-inch tube goes up about 400 yards up the top of the hill with another creek that runs up there, and the water comes here, hits the pump, generates about 1 kilowatt of power every hour, which is a big help on the power bill. Right now it's the pump's down, so, and of course it's kind of dirty down there too. Have to clean it up. That helps on the power. It's a hydroelectric project that we have. This piece of property over here behind the church is not level, but it's kind of level, and that's where we like to buy the piece and put up our gymnasium as God blesses us in that area. We have our volleyball court and have a gym there and have a soccer fields here. So we have a pretty much set up for the camp work. As you can see, the property is it's developed even better than it is at camp, because little by little we got the tractors in here and then had to plant the grass. Nothing would grow on this dirt that came off that hill because the dirt was so sterile. It was all white like dirt. It took 2 years to get enough dump trucks of dirt in here and level it out to get grass to grow. But now it's working pretty good. It's still very unlevel. I need about 100 dump trucks of dirt right here to level it up. Okay, here's a lot of the fiberglass that we brought down a couple of years ago. It came out of the main building. A lot of it's still in the building, so the buildings that weren't damaged. So this is what was left over. We're using it little by little. And over here you see behind all this plastic, I'll lift it up. That's about 60 big rafters that will be used on Sammy's house and the other building. They're all professionally made that we took out of those houses that we brought down on that big 48-foot tractor trailer, and they're stacked from here to there. It'll do about 2 or 3 buildings, and then inside the main place here where we store a lot of our stuff. You see all the wood that we brought down. These are about 300 2x8s for floor joists and all that. And then back in here we got doors, and then we got about 1,000 2x4s. And we got all kinds of other finished stuff. We had a lot of plywood. Just different things that came out of those houses that we're going to be using to rebuild with. Right now it's all scattered here and there. And some of our little things fell down because they put so much weight on them. Here you can see more of our bunk beds and things that we'll be painting and cleaning up to put in the dormitories. So these are just some of the things that we got to build with, but we got to get our roof up in the main building before we can use some of this stuff. And we want to thank the churches for all the help they gave us in getting this stuff down here. It took 4 years, actually, after we took the houses down to get all the material here. And if you look back in here, you can see the stacks of plywood and stacks of floorboard, stacks of 2x4s, and we've just got it everywhere. We even got insulation up in the very top there, things that we'll be using in the buildings. So as soon as we get some more help with to finish that building, we could finish it in about 3 or 4 weeks if we had all the material. But we're still lacking all of our main beams and some of the tin. So that's why we're asking the churches and individuals who have helped. If you've already helped, we want you to know we really appreciate all your help. You've been a big blessing. We've had over $35,000 come in. That's from the States. We've had about $3,000 from here in Costa Rica. The churches have helped. But we still need about 10 or 12 to be able to finish roofing the building. And if you could help, even if you've already gave some and you could help again, we'd appreciate it. Because it may take more than what I'm saying. I'm just estimating about $12,000. So what you can do, if you can help, it'd be wonderful. And we thank you, and we thank Brother Nathan Wood for helping us film this, and so you can have the pictures and to see what we're actually doing, not just hear it and see it in writing. Okay, thank you. And if you can come down and bring a group, please come. We could always use help. Thank you, and God bless you.